Let me go back again. Every beast of the earth has a certain unique genetic traits. They do certain things through their characterization. They act out these traits. You train the bloodhound to run, chase peoples or humans. You train the hound. You train the hound dog to run different games, chase different games. Sorry about the formality of my speech, but I have to, you know, speak. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Well, same thing about the wolf, the bear, the lion, the leopard. If you notice, and the elephant, on and on, they all bears out their characteristics. They all live according to their habitat and to their needs. What these human beings upon this earth do likewise. What I'm trying to say is, if a man proclaim himself to be the justice system of the earth, he dominate and he rule. There have been these peoples who train dolphin to act out according to his will. When he make on a certain show act out, a dolphin act out, he take him and he feed him, enticing him, making this animal think that he is for him when he knew that he didn't provide the food for that animal. Well, we're looking for the Antichrist. You got the Antichrist in your children. They sleep beside each other every night. They wake up every morning, but they have the same mother and they have the same father, but they are different. Each one bear a different characteristics. Well, I went to Fayetteville, Arkansas. They trained these young kids in school to behave in a certain way. Police Academy, ROTC Academy. All of these things have become a major part in our environmental system, teaching them how to befriend people, get to make people love them, and they turn and deceive them. This is a characteristic that doesn't lead people. Teaches these children at a tender age to devour and to destroy each other for certain need. They have created animals out of these human peoples, making them servants of men and not of God. Well, when you teach that person to be an animal, he's going to act out the characteristic of them. A beast, the lion, the fox, the list goes on and on. That is that person's character. If you teach him to be a drug dealer, he's going to be a drug dealer. And if you cause him to use this drug, this is what he's going to be. He's going to act out the character that you impose in him to make him serve you according to your will. This is what he's going to be. I watched this and looked at this here. This is what we got into the world today as a character. You could talk to him about God all you want. You could speak to him about Jesus Christ coming and dying for the remission of his sin. Some will turn to your way and some will not. At the end of the day, the one that will not They're going to listen, make it sound good as if they're listening, and at the end of the day, they're going to destroy you. This is embedded in the blood. It's not about racism. It's about the characteristics of the human being, which was changed from one formality into another formality. You can say I'm lying if you want. I don't care. These are the peoples of Antichrist. They have made young men part of the police department, part of the justice system, part of the military defense system. They shouldn't have never did this. If you claim you is of God, why teach a child the wrong way before you teach him the right way? And then when you go out and fight your wars, you proclaim you're fighting in the name of peace, and you know the peace is far from your heart. You are the Antichrist. When the child stand from one block and stop day in, day night working for you, we don't know him. He got up with my son this morning. He left with my son this morning. She got up with my daughter this morning, and she left. They both is the same blood in the same exact same pedigree. But the mind teaches each one of them a different formality. Only thing they think about is the price of money. That's the reason I said today, the money got to be destroyed. The power of the rich got to tumble to the ground because he uses it to do evil things upon this earth, to impose his will upon this earth. It should never have been used for a part of the pedigree causing people to war, whether you're bringing drugs to the neighborhood or done other things against what God required of man. That's where we are today. What they'll do, they will not plant, they will not sow, but they will demand other people to plant and sow. And then when that is the burden that he won't lift upon himself. If he find out that you're weak and you're afraid of him, you're afraid to give up his life, your life, then he's going to dominate and rule forever. But the very minute you say that I'm not going to go anymore, I'm not going to let you force me into another step of the next mile, he got to put his guns down because the guns won't work. What he going to have to do? He going to, out of despite, he going to try to destroy the whole earth. Despite God trying to make God out of a lie, when he told him every man must live by the sweat of his own eyebrow. But they're going to tell each other, no, you don't have to live this way. You can live according to the way I command you, and you will live. But God sent me as a prophet to tell you that this man is a lie. There is no truth in him. If he take and commit suicide and kill him or his own self, what do that make him think about you? If he live according to his will and asks you to slay your brother and you know y'all came from the same mother and father, what do you think he gonna think about you? If he teach you to bring drugs in your neighborhood and infest your brother, your sister, your mother, and your father, he'll wage a war against you as well. You must look at these things and revel these things and look and say within yourself, what is I got to gain with this man? And what do I have to gain with God Almighty? I am saying these things because I got to get up early in the morning. I got